I didn't do it. Oh, I hit it. That's not good. Hey, everybody, we're gonna start over.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Daniel from Gamestingr. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is week 2 of our weekly podcast. So, I hope you guys had a great week. Today, we're going to be talking about, Among Us. We're going to be talking a little bit about Cyberpunk and some other gaming news. So, the whole crew is here this week. So, I'll just let the rest of the crew introduce themselves before we jump right into it, guys. By the way, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button so you can get more video updates from Gamestingr on a weekly basis. All right, guys, so let's introduce yourselves once again.
All right, guys, I'm Jeff. I do a lot of the videos. I do articles and stuff for Gamestinger. That's basically it. It's the same as last week. Next.
Oh, is it me?
I don't know. Sure, we'll save Reese for last.
I was going around in the circle. I see.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I'm next.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's up? I'm James, and I do a lot of the retro and mobile stuff on Gamestinger.
So I'm Reese, and I write for Gamestinger, mostly news stuff.
all right.
And we missed you
Awesome,
last
guys.
week because you suck.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, awesome, guys. So there we go. We have the whole crew on board. So look, we're going to talk about Among Us. This game is, I would say it's taking off, but it's taken off for a while now. And I think that Jeff kind of recently got into it, into Among Us. So, let's start talking a little bit about Among Us. What makes it such an addictive and popular game? Why every Twitch streamer is playing Among Us at the moment. So, what do you think, Jeff? What do you like Among Us? What makes this game so addictive, and why are so many people playing it?
Yeah. So Among Us actually came out in 2018, so it's actually a couple years old, and seeing like this really big influx right now is really interesting. Essentially, if you've seen like The Thing with Kurt Russell, it's essentially there's one or two imposters on this ship, and you have to figure out who it is before he kills everybody. It took me a while to play it. I had seen all the memes, I'd seen all the videos and stuff, but finally I was like, I write about games, so I should probably play it. And finally, it was like $5, so I downloaded it, and it is. I ended up playing it for I think about 3 hours one night. It is addicting. I criticize a lot of like battle royale stuff because you can level up. You don't really. I say like you don't really achieve anything. That's kind of my stance on it, and that's kind of how I feel about Among Us because every game that you get into, it's you just start over. It's a random chance. You could be the imposter. A lot of the time, you're part of the crew. But there's something about it. It really fits in with today's society of like talking shit, because even if you're the imposter, like you just start pointing fingers and calling other people out and talking shit. And it's really interesting to see everybody get pitted against each other to try to figure out who's the imposter. So it's addicting in the same sense that I think like social media is addicting. Like it's just kind of a way to let stuff out, and just it's a lot of the matches that I was in was completely random. Like people would just say shit. But it's an interesting game. I ended up enjoying it. Well worth the $5.
All right, so I have to confess I haven't played it yet, so this is why this is interesting to me. I just wanted to ask, so how do the interactions take place? Is it like voiceover, like you're chatting with people, or is it like you're...
So it's really interesting. Like you can only chat through type, but only if somebody can hit the button and call a meeting. If somebody finds a body, you'll have like 30 seconds to talk about it, and so you only get like a couple interactions throughout the game to try to get across what you're trying to say, and it's really easy for the people to just spam the list with just talking shit. And so the communication is like awesome in that sense. They figured out the perfect way, and then after you die, you turn into a ghost. You can't talk at all, so it makes it really interesting.
Yeah.
And how many people play it? So there's 2 imposters, and then there's like members of the crew. Well, what are the numbers like?
You can do like there's different maps, and then depending on who's
So
hosting, you can
10,
set
I
up
think.
those settings. But yeah, it's like you can play. This says you can play 4 to 10 people. So yeah, in the different maps and stuff, different settings, you could have 1, 2. I think you can even have 3 imposters if you wanted.
Oh.
That's honestly sounds pretty awesome, guys. I think we're gonna have to try it as a Gamestinger kind of thing, maybe next week. I don't know if
I'd
any
be
of the
down.
other guys have played it. Reese, did you ever play it?
Yeah, I played it on mobile. I played it and it was just people spamming in the chat, and then I was thought I'm not playing this anymore. it was good. It was good though. But when you don't know the people you're playing with, doesn't feel as good. I've watched a lot of videos on it though.
But it's just interesting. It came out 2 years ago, and like literally, I've only started seeing video like people playing this like in the last few weeks, perhaps months, but like very very recently. This wasn't really a thing until not that long ago. So it's a little interesting.
Yeah, it's I've gotten into it a little bit for the magazine. I've reached out to the developers. It's actually only a 3 developer team, and they've actually been in like overdrive the last couple of months because when they released it in 2018, like they were getting some traffic, but like they've had to really work on their servers and work on all the traffic that they've been getting. So I don't know. I don't know if it was a popular streamer that kind of kicked it off, or like what. Maybe if it was the memes that started going around that kind of kickstarted it.
I said it was Fall Guys because it looked like quite similar, the little people.
That makes
That's what
sense.
yeah. And they cancelled their sequel to put more focus into this one.
Oh, they had a sequel.
Yeah, they had a sequel in development and they just scrapped it and then went back to this.
Yeah, because the game is blowing up right now. Like
Yeah.
those guys are probably raking in the cash, just like literally overnight. It went from being not really popular to, they're making probably some serious money with this game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. I don't think it's available on PS4
No.
yet. So maybe they might want to release it on the consoles at some point too. I don't know.
I think it'd do all right on the consoles.
Yeah, why not, right? I mean, like, if it's popular on the PC, I think it can do fine on the consoles too. Especially for $5.
Yeah, some of the mini games would be a little challenging. That's the thing. Like, if you're a crewmate, you have like these little challenges that you do to kind of really, it's just kind of keep you preoccupied while you're trying not to die. But they have stuff like you have to drag and connect wires and stuff. So they'd have to figure out a PS4 or PS5 way or Xbox way to do the challenges, I think.
They
Right
work
on.
on Switch because of the touchscreen. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. This is a Switch game. That Among Us
Yeah.
feels like a Switch game for sure.
Yeah.
That would be
That's
interesting.
where the biggest indie market is as well on the consoles, really.
Yeah, it's really picked up. I mean, I think PS4 used to be, but I feel like lately the Switch is really where it's at for the indie
And,
indie
like, the
developers.
Game Pass feels like it's destroyed the indies on the Xbox.
Right on. All right. So, all right. So that's it for Among Us. Look, I wanted to also talk a little bit about Cyberpunk because the release is around the corner, or is it around the corner? So, Jeff, Reese, Metal. I mean, we've all kind of been keeping track of Cyberpunk, and so you guys have kind of written about it recently. So, what is the latest on Cyberpunk? Is this game going to get delayed once again so close before release date? What do you guys, what's the latest?
Reese, James, one of you guys want to take it?
Well, last time I read about it was
You guys
when
have written a lot
Gold,
about it, I think.
and that means it's like finishing production, but it could be bugged completely, like so. It could technically get released, but it could have loads and glitches on it.
So
I'm
this is
I'm
the
not
thing.
sure if Witcher had glitches when it released though.
Yeah, it's true. Last year we had WWE 2K20 that was released, and the game was full of bugs. Obviously, it's WWE 2K20. It's like Madden. They have to release them on a schedule each and every year, right? But last year,
Yeah.
WWE released this game, and we have written about this game. This was probably one of the most disastrous games the releases that I have ever seen. The game was so buggy that, in fact, this year I don't think that WWE even released a WWE 2K21 game because that game was such a clusterfuck. And so this is the thing: if Cyberpunk is really that badly glitched, is CD Projekt Red going to risk releasing a game that could potentially destroy, like any hype of Cyberpunk? It's a big question. I'm not sure.
I kind of like Skyrim still has glitches in it.
That's right.
Something like that.
After 7
people
releases.
might enjoy, some people might actually enjoy the funniness of the glitches. I'm hoping it's not going to end up like. I don't think I'll even play Witcher if it goes that bad.
In those games are like, yeah.
So I just pulled up, just to clarify, when we're talking about video game going gold, gold could mean a new price drop for a popular title. What?
Oh yeah, no, this was the next kind of topic. There was some discussion about Cyberpunk going gold as well. So what does it mean when a game goes gold? So it means that there's a price drop when it goes to the.
Yeah, for a popular title as it moves from a frontline title to a catalog title. The good news is a gold edition game will not be leaving production anytime soon. So it could be sold. It will go out on the shelves. You can buy it, but it'll still mean there will be patches. There'll be DLC stuff to download, more basically just patches.
Interesting.
So it's odd that a gold status game will go out unfinished, with like a little footnote like, by the way, in 3 months we're gonna have a patch for you. It's weird how games are now. You used to just buy a game and it was done or not, and now with
back in my day, you bought a Super Nintendo cartridge and no patches. that was it. Now you can actually put out a half-assed product and then just promise people, hey guys, it's gonna be fixed. I swear to God, it's gonna be fixed. Just give it 3 months, but buy it now because it's going to be fixed. But okay, so what is this whole gold thing? Because there's been a lot of news about this, and you guys have covered it. So Cyberpunk is going gold. That's the news that we have on the game right now, and this is what it means.
So I assume it's going to hit the release date, finished or not, and then you'll just have to suffer through until they get the first 2 patches. What is the actual release date you guys said?
19th.
The 19th?
November 19th. It's like a week after the PS5 releases, at least in North America.
So will it be coming out on PS5 too?
Well, I don't think that they've said that it's going to be coming out specifically on the PS5, but of course it's going to benefit from that whole backwards compatibility PS4, PS5 thing. So it's going to be a PS4 game as far as I know, but you're going to be able to play it on the PS5, I think, as far as I know and understand it. So, but it's not really a PS5 game, but I'm not sure that it really matters at this point because they're going to patch it anyways. They're going to include that 4K capability and whatnot on the PS5. So I'm not sure that it's really going to matter if it's a PS4 or PS5 game. Anyways, but you know that's what I understand.
So the real question is, and let's go round robin on this: are you really excited about Cyberpunk, or has the hype kind of died down for any of you?
Yeah, a little bit. Like,
Just a little excited.
I'm looking more forward to Vampire the Masquerade too. So,
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Vampire the Masquerade 2. Wow. This is like a political pivot, kind of like we saw at the U.S. You ask a question, and like the candidate just doesn't answer the question at all and just moves on to something else. That's a great question, moderator. Now let me talk about something else that has nothing to do with it. No, I'm just joking.
He's firing shots.
I'm actually very excited about it. No, it wasn't a dig. I actually just wanted to talk about the VP debate that I watched in full, and that was actually better than the Donald Trump versus Biden debate. But anyways, let's stick on the topic. Vampire the Masquerade, that was an awesome game. And a lot of like young players might have never played the original, so it's going to be that's going to be an interesting game too. When is that coming out, by the way, James?
oh, I couldn't tell you though. Like, I'm looking forward to it, but I hadn't there hasn't been that much.
Date, I think.
Hmm?
Don't think it has a date.
I think it's still being determined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it just says 2021. But yeah, it'll be interesting because the original was like 2000, so it's been 21 years since the first, and then we had the sequel in 2004 about. And I don't know, like this just looks incredibly different. This looks like a first person. This looks like a Witcher Cyberpunk game. Like it doesn't look like the top down
with a vampire
RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, if it's a Witcher Cyberpunk with a vampire twist game, this game is going to be like game of the year. It's going to be awesome if they can pull that kind of game off with the whole vampire kind of thing going on to it too. So but maybe we don't want to like put the game up too high because I don't know I don't know if we know too much about it. Still, I mean.
I did a little piece on it, like just when it was announced, just because I was a big player of the first of Redemption and stuff, and there's still not a lot of information on it. But kind of switching back,
like they did with the.
I don't even remember what. Oh, okay. So Cyberpunk. Before we get too far off of that, so Daniel Reese, are you guys still excited? Are you guys? Is the hype kind of dying down?
All right, so for me, I'm excited, man. Cyberpunk is awesome. So for me, Cyberpunk is basically like the Blade Runner of games, and it's always been that, right? It's kind of like The Witcher meets Blade Runner kind of thing, perhaps with some kind of GTA elements in there too. So it just, in terms of gameplay, and especially single player gameplay, it seems to be the whole package. If they can execute it well, it's the whole package in terms of kind of a little bit of role playing, a lot of action, the story kind of hitting the mark in terms of the kind of like like film noir kind of aspect, kind of post-apocalyptic kind of aspect. It even has some Mad Max elements into it, like the guy with his car. You just saw it in the picture above. It's kind of like very Mad Max like. So all in all, it's really cool. It could be the best game in a long time. So if they really hit it off, and of course CD Projekt Red is I have a lot of confidence in them. It's going to be an awesome game. So I'm still excited for it. But I mean, the constant interruptions, there's always a problem, there's always a delay. I mean, each time maybe my hype gets a little less as a result, but I still feel like this game is going to be off the hook.
Yeah.
What about you, Reese? What do you think?
I don't think I was ever really that excited about it. I'll probably still get it at some point, but I've never been that excited about it.
Not excited.
I've never been massively excited about it. It's the only reason I'd be excited about it when I first heard about it was because I think it was the Ciri from Witcher 3 might be in it.
Okay, wait. So you're not? Did you ever watch the original Blade Runner?
Oh, I saw bits of it, but no.
What? Get this guy out of here. This is why we didn't have you last week. You just thought you couldn't make it. No. We were like, we're going on.
Yeah, I
just make a new Blade Runner.
This is the thing. I mean, you know, a lot of it is kind of like what the game kind of like the points or the marks that it hits with people, like kind of like on a personal, maybe even emotional level. So of course, the Blade Runner is just kind of like my thing. I mean, some people might not really associate it with it, but Blade Runner is just like, I don't know. Blade Runner was a magical movie in a lot of ways. It was kind of like groundbreaking. Of course, it's a weird, messy movie, and it's perhaps you got to watch it like twice, you know, maybe even more to understand it. But it's a really amazing movie.
She's
especially
a replicant.
I think Reese is a replicant.
He's just trying to get us off his tail.
Anyways, it was just for the time that it came out, it was really groundbreaking, especially in terms of the visuals of like the city, kind of how the city was, you know, just so big, so colorful, and kind of like the emotions that it kind of elicited from people. It was really a different kind of sci-fi movie, and so yeah, I associated with that in some extent. So it has a little bit of an emotional kind of part to Cyberpunk. Yeah. But I also feel like that's a big reason why this game has a lot of hype. Of course, besides the CD Projekt Red being behind it, is just kind of like the visuals of it. You know, the visuals of this guy with his car kind of taking on this big, you know, post-apocalyptic. I don't know if it's post-apocalyptic, but it's kind of like ultra-modern stuff. I don't know. It just there's something really cool, undeniably cool about Cyberpunk, and so Reese, yeah, I agree with Jeff.
Now I was looking forward to the game. It's just that over time the news just like they kept pushing it back, so it's like, I just stopped caring. But like stuff like Blade Runner and Shadowrun and Judge Dredd, all that Cyberpunk kind of stuff, I'd love to see that in the game and stuff. So that's why I was excited about Cyberpunk.
Yes, yeah, Judge Dredd is another thing that you can kind of see it in the game too. That kind of vicious violence, which is not really that present in Blade Runner. It's more of a Judge Dredd. But Judge Dredd and Blade Runner, they kind of like the world, the visuals of the world, they can kind of coincide a little bit. So that's interesting. I actually never thought about that.
Yeah. I'm excited about it, and I'm gonna get it. But I think over time, my hype has kind of died down. The more I see of it, the more, because as far as gameplay goes, you know, I don't think it's anything really groundbreaking. I think it's more of the visuals and the setting and stuff, and that's exciting. But I don't know if it's going to bring anything really new to the games that we already play. Like, maybe it's just going to be like The Witcher with a cyberpunk skin. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm excited for it and I want to play it, but I just don't know. It's not like on my I have to play it or I'll die list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. But I mean, if it is a Witcher with a cyberpunk skin on it, that's still pretty fucking cool. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
like that's still pretty amazing. So, But yeah, I hear you guys. So the common theme here is that most of you guys are a little deflated. Well, Reese was never a huge fan, but he's gonna get it anyway. Sorry to single you out, bud. But yeah, so the theme is that you guys are a little deflated from the constant delays, and just kind of I kind of agree with it that like the more you see it and the more it doesn't get released, you get a little less excited because that whole world becomes a little less mysterious.
Yeah, they're having like
in
monthly
some ways,
events for it as well. Like, monthly
What's
events
that?
showing something new off. Every month they show like something new of the game, and it's like I don't need to see that much of it.
Yeah, it doesn't really leave anything to be discovered when you actually play
No.
it. It's like
There
showing
wasn't
too
no
much. Yeah,
surprises.
it's like showing too much in a film trailer. By the time you actually see the movie, it's like I've seen all this.
Saw the best bits.
Yeah.
There
I
was
agree with that.
there was one more thing. That actually, it's your background. You were talking about possibly a reboot or a remake or of Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 been released in the PS1 and that generation of consoles in the 2000s.
I think
They
I
had
think it
a,
was 2000. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, PlayStation 2.
there was an interview with the guy who designed it, and he said he'd be happy to do a remaster of it. I think the interview was with the Lad Bible. But then he said, because at the time it was owned by Netherwest, and apparently there was going to be load of legal stuff if they ever wanted to do it.
Yeah, Activision and Neversoft.
Eversoft.
So who is the guy that was talking about he would want to do a remaster?
Yeah, it's the designer, Chad something.
Would you guys play a remaster of Spider-Man from PlayStation 1?
I would. I mean, I never I never played the original.
Yeah.
So I would for sure. You know,
I wouldn't. I played the original and I wouldn't.
you wouldn't.
It'd
Was it
be
good?
It's like one of the first games I probably played.
Yeah, it was in my PS1 library from when I was like 8. I don't think I ever beat it.
I think
But
the end boss was like stupidly hard. So, like,
probably. I remember like it was cool though because I think like Human Torch was in it and they like kind of introduced a lot of side heroes in it. And it
Yeah, I think
had
so.
kind of the open city where you could swing from rooftop to rooftop and stuff on PlayStation 1. That was awesome. But as far as
I
like
thought it was well, Spider-Man 2.
is it Spider-Man
PlayStation
2 or is it Spider-Man PS1?
'Cause I remember the first Spider-Man being more like linear. You just went from stage to stage and stuff.
I think it was linear, but like the yeah, I think like here you kind of you can swing between buildings and stuff.
if they did like a remaster of how they did with Crash or Spyro, it could be a lot better. Or Resident Evil 2, 3.
Yeah, I do like the Spyro and the Crash Bandicoot and stuff. So, but I mean, we've had so many Spider-Man games over the last 2 decades. I don't know if I could. I don't know what would justify me buying a remaster other than nostalgia. Like,
But it also depends on how they would redo it too, right? I mean, like chances are it would be quite different in a lot of ways.
be like Spider-Man from the PS4. It'd be,
You know,
yeah, like how I don't know.
It would probably be more along those lines with the story from the PS1 game.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just the creator said that he would be up for it, so I don't know that
Yeah,
it's
it's nothing set in stone.
right.
It's just that it was an interview because it's like 20 years since it happened.
Right.
Mm.
It was just like the end thing.
And he's
Like,
watching
he'd be
everybody
happy
else get
to-
remakes.
Yeah.
It's like that meme from We're the Millers. Like, you guys are
But
getting
you
remakes?
Have we had a lot of Spider-Man remakes? I'm not sure that we did.
I don't think we've had any.
Exactly.
You know what
So-
it is? Most of the games are made as like adaptations to the films and stuff. That's
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah. I miss that.
I personally, I don't really like games that are kind of like adaptations to the film because I already watched the movie. Why am I going to play the same story that I just watched? It's like I'm too familiar with
Because-
it.
Now in the case of Spider-Man 2, that was a good video game. I mean, movie to video game.
Yeah, they
You know.
changed it up a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, the whole opening sequence, like the whole like you don't even start as Spider-Man. Like you just start with the yellow thing with the cutout, like he wears in the wrestling match in the first movie. You start out as that, and I remember being a kid being pissed off because I wasn't. That's not Spider-Man. And then I was like, what the hell? And then it's not till I don't know how long, but it takes a while until you get your actual suit.
Yep.
But almost like RPG like. You start off as
Right,
a
yeah,
nobody,
yeah.
and then you become a somebody.
You have to start off with your stupid cloth armor.
Said my connection was lost.
RPG Spider-Man. Look, I'd be up for it. I got to be honest with you guys. I've missed a lot of Spider-Man games over the years. It's just I'm not sure why. It's just look. I guess I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan in general. I find Spider-Man to be a bit of a wuss. I mean, I'm more of a Batman kind of guy. So that's probably a big reason why. I mean, I'm a big fan of Venom, but Spider-Man a little less. But
Okay. I really like the villain.
I do.
There was rumors of them making a film about, not a game about Venom as well. That was a while ago now.
Really?
What I mean is,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if you guys played the Venom game on Super Nintendo. That was an awesome game. I forget what it was called, like Maximum
I
Carnage.
mean, you're talking about Spider-Man and Venom.
Web of Shadows or
I know
Maximum
There
Carnage?
was two of
Sep-
something like that on the Super Nintendo. That was crazy good.
Maximum
them.
Carnage
one
or
was,
Separation
Maximum,
Anxiety?
Carnage. I think you could play as Venom.
Yeah, you could, and that was awesome. I just find this is what I don't like about Spider-Man. He's just too vanilla. He's too vanilla. He's just too nice. He's just, he doesn't have like Batman has this kind of dark aspect to him. He's just much more interesting. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, he just doesn't do anything for me. So that's why I like Venom. I like the bad guy because Spider-Man is boring.
I'll be like that. I'll be like, Batman should have like a harder edge to him, though, man.
He does because
I
he's
mean,
not
like,
really.
he was raised by like an old dude most of his life, and like Peter Parker had like a loving aunt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Batman's a grown ass
comic
man.
argument here.
Batman's a grown ass man. Spider-Man is interesting because he's 15. He has to go to school still. I didn't want to do shit when I was in school.
The latest game.
Oh, right, yeah, but I mean,
Have anyone saw the comparing both of the sides of like the remake of the latest Spider-Man
yeah. So, do you know anything about that? What was going on with the Spider-Man
remaster
remaster?
for the PS5 after like 2 years being out?
Yeah, what was that about?
It's made him look like Tom Holland
Oh, really?
compared to looking like I think it's Andrew Garfield, the fella.
I thought they did like a combination of all of them for that. I kinda see that, I guess. That doesn't really.
It's owned by Disney now, isn't it? Now it's remember the Marvel game, and the PS5's the only one who gets the Spider-Man DLC on that Marvel game. So I reckon they've changed it to more to look like Tom Holland because of that.
I guess that looks like a PS2 version of Tom Holland.
That's meant to be the remastered PS5.
Huh.
Oh, that's interesting.
I did not know that.
I mean, it doesn't look all that different. One just has shadows on his face. Maybe just a little more detail.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird change. To better utilize the visual upgrades. That doesn't look like an upgrade.
Not a crazy one.
Oh, we lost James. No,
Oh, we lost James.
Oh yeah, I did the weird screen thing.
Oh no, men down. I think we lost him last week too.
Yep, we
Maybe
did.
see little Venom's head. Aye.
Yeah, that's not great. At least we're
All right.
live,
I can see my hands as well.
Yeah, we're live.
so that's great. Everybody's seeing this live. There.
Oh, guys.
There you go.
So
Oh.
okay. So, oh, is he back?
No.
No. All right, guys. So, was there anything else that we wanted to touch on today?
I think that we should do a Gamestinger Among Us playthrough. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
What about Baldur's Gate? You mentioned some.
Okay, yeah.
Baldur's Gate.
Real fast.
I don't know anything about it. I watched it like before we started this. That's all the information I have.
So yeah, real fast before we get out of here, Baldur's Gate 3 is in early access. I'm a big fan of the original. I love Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. The third one has been anxiously awaited, and it's doing not great in early access. I think there's still a lot of bugs and stuff that they're working out. I guess it went gold, as some people would say. But it's getting still good reviews. A lot of like OG players of the original are really enjoying it. They say that it has a lot of stuff to build upon. So like right off the beginning, somebody says it has the best turn-based tactical combat. Character creation and customization is really awesome, and it takes place in the Forgotten Realms D&D, which is a really cool setting. So it looks like there's a lot to look forward to. It's been waiting for a long time, and it's still in early access, so it'll get the updates. It'll fix out all the bugs. It'll get rid of the glitches. But a lot of the reviews, I mean, right here on Steam, a lot of them are very positive. And
When is it supposed to release?
I don't know the full release. I don't think it says on here, but it is
I reckon it'd be about a year or so.
probably.
Because I've read that
early
today that
access
it's only
was
in
just
Act
released
1.
on October 6th.
Yeah, early access. So you can get the game. They'll just be still working on it as you play. So there'll be stuff that breaks. There'll be stuff that gets fixed. But I mean, 8,000 reviews in 3 days, and it's all very positive. So
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
yeah, Baldur's Gate looks to be really great. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks beautiful.
What's the past one turn-based?
Huh?
Was Baldur's Gate 2 turn-based?
So, Dark Alliance 2 was more of like an action RPG. The first Baldur's Gate was more turn-based, and then because there was Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2, I think both of those were action RPGs. Kind of top-down. Yeah. But this kind of goes back to the original.
So this could be kind of like when Fallout kind of returned, because Baldur's Gate has been a long hiatus now, and it's a game that was very, very popular. Kind of like when Fallout returned after being MIA for like a decade or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. This could be Baldur's Gate's moment.
I think it will be. I think with the increase in technology and I mean, just looking at these screenshots, I know that the viewers can't see it right now. which, by the way, we're going to work on that. But it looks beautiful. It looks crisp and clean. The UI is beautiful. You can see everything you're doing. It's got your group and your class and everything. So I'm really looking forward to it. Kind of waiting for my buddy Martinez to get on it so we can play together. Because online multiplayer up to 4 players. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks great, and the reviews are awesome. Hopefully, the early access, like you said, maybe a year. Hopefully, it doesn't go much longer because this looks fantastic.
I think there's 20 hours of gameplay currently in the game.
You got 20 hours already?
No, 20 hours like you can play. 20
Oh,
hours
right on.
play. I might do if it's turn-based though. I don't like turn-based games.
And the developers are the developers of Divinity: Original Sin. So if you're a fan of that, I think there's going to be a lot of crossover between the kind of gameplay and stuff. And a lot of the visuals, I think it looks pretty similar.
The visuals look awesome based on what we're seeing here.
So yeah, Baldur's Gate's in early access right now. You can pick it up. The price tag's a little hefty. It's $60. But I think, like you said, there's already 20 hours of gameplay, and it's an early access, so you have all of that more development time coming. And
I was surprised if it easily hit like 100 hours when it's finished.
Yeah, why not?
A game like that.
It says Act 1 is defined. Acts 2 and 3 are in progress, and so we'll probably get, I would imagine, probably around 6 acts. So yeah, approximately 25 hours of content right now.
If we do get it, maybe we could do a subsequent video on Baldur's Gate. I think it's a game, since it was just released on October 6th as like pre-release or whatever. Maybe we could do a subsequent video on it. I think that would be interesting.
I'll be checking it out for sure.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, so do you guys have any last things before we get out of here?
No.
Nothing? All right.
No, I think we're good, guys. If for the audience watching, so if anybody has any questions, suggestions on topics, videos that people would like to see us cover, please let us know in the comment section. You could also, we have an email. You could also reach us, through other ways. You can just look at our contact section. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. If anyone is still watching after this entire video, don't forget to subscribe for more content, guys. We are growing this channel, and we're planning on doing many more of these videos weekly. Perhaps at some point even more often than weekly. And we have loads of other content coming your way as well. So please hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for the notifications, guys. And I think that's going to do it. We've been here for 1 hour when we said we were only going to do this for 20 minutes. So once again,
we've only been live for 40.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right on, because the call says 1 hour. But,
right.
Yeah, right. We had 20 minutes.
Because we were talking 20 minutes before, so that's
yeah,
good.
okay.
It was a good warm-up.
Okay, fair enough. So we're down to 40 minutes. That's actually better than last week when I think we did over 1 hour. So pretty good, guys.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Guys.
Right.